All right, I want to do a little thought experiment. Does the source of money matter? If you have two people with two different sources of income and they're buying the same product, does that matter at all? I think so. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Keith. Welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel, your home of inner city intelligence. So, does the source of money matter? The source of funding doesn't matter at all, a little bit, none at all? I think it does. I'll give you an example. Say you're a landlord and you have a piece of rental property that you're going to put on the market. You have a rental property you want to put on the market for a bit. You put a lot of effort into it. You put sweat equity. You put your own money. So you're going to make sure it's taken care of. So you have two tenants. Tenant A, he's a salesman. He has good credit. His income might go up and down because that's the nature of sales. But he looks like he can afford the rent looking at his financials. Then you have tenant B. Credit's kind of spotty. Employment record even spottier, but he qualifies for government assistance, so there's no risk whatsoever that he's going to pay the rent and it's going to be paid on time. Tenant A, you have the risk that he might lose his job, he might get sick, he might have a bad month or so, he might have a hard time paying rent, but who are you going to rent to? Give you a second to think about it. All right, seconds up. You're going to rent to tenant A, the sales guy. And the reason being is because you know almost instinctively that he's going to take better care of your property than someone who hasn't earned the money at all. That's just how it is. Section 8, bad idea. I can tell you from my own experience as a kid growing up in a two-family household. My parents owned rental property, rented out upstairs. The tenants took pretty good care of the house because they couldn't be Section 8. That was one of the requirements. My parents said they had to make sure they weren't on welfare or anything like that. The house next to us, it was a 4-story walk-up. It was Section 8 from top to bottom, and urine and filled diapers from top to bottom, too. It was disgusting. It really was. They peed in the hallway. They threw diapers out the window. But I'm sure the landlord didn't care because he got his rent on time every time. But that lasted maybe about 7-8 years. They destroyed the building. So his investment went down the toilet for short-term gains. He saw the guaranteed of government income, but didn't take into account the maintenance that would just eat into any profits he had. So yeah, the source of income matters. Milton Friedman, I found a clip, and he broke it down much better than I could.
Four ways in which you can spend money. And we have in our book Free to Choose a little box which shows this. On one side of that box is your money, somebody else's money. On the other side of that top part of that box are two columns, on yourself or on somebody else. And that corner box where you spend money on yourself is when you really get your money's worth. And the rest, the worst of all, is the right-hand box, when you spend somebody else's money on somebody else.
Exactly. So we all know who spends someone else's money on someone else. He's talking about politicians. The worst way to spend money is the government, through a government program, because, again, they're in that fourth box. It's not their money, and they're spending on someone else. So they could care less. They don't care about efficiency. They don't care about quality. So again, the worst possible way. And what government does, it takes the money furthest away from its source. Because money spent by the people who earn it is spent wisest. So when government takes it or collects it, quote unquote, they are the most inefficient, ineffective method of spending money. So So that's my thought experiment. Like I said, the source of money matters. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, share, and subscribe.